Hey everyone, Brett Bolzenthal of eXp Realty, continuing on with our Tour of Lenders episodes, and today we're visiting with Kris Peterson of Nicolet National Bank. Welcome aboard, Kris.
Thanks, Brett.
So Kris, one of the things I've been liking to do is get a chance to share with everybody out there some of the unique programs and what different lenders have to offer, from banks to credit unions to mortgage bankers and mortgage brokers. And with Nicolet National Bank, this is a great place to start. I know you guys have a lot of great programs, and those are some of the things we're going to dive into today.
Sounds great.
One of the first things I want to talk with you on, Kris, is when the consumer goes online and sees the rate and they come in and meet with you. Is the rate that they see online typically the rate that they're going to get?
I would say it's a good starting point. There's different factors that go into it. You're going to have their credit score, the amount that they're putting down, what kind of program they're going into. All these things can affect the score or the interest rate. So it all depends, but that's a good starting point as to kind of get an idea of where probably like a 30-year fixed is.
Okay, excellent. And the difference with you guys, how do you guys go about your pre-approval letters? And it's a pre-approval letter that you guys do versus, say, that of what somebody might come up with as a pre-qualification letter. How is yours different? And is there, in your professional opinion, any real value in a pre-qualification letter, Kris?
Sure. So I kind of look at it as like two different steps. You have a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. The pre-qualification is you tell me how much you make and what your debts are and what you're trying to afford, and I'll tell you if I think you can afford it. Mm-hmm. And so a letter based on what you told me and what I don't think garners a lot of strength. A pre-approval is when we pull an application, we pull your credit score, we gather your income documents and your bank statements, stuff like that, and send it to our underwriters, and they go through it and actually give it a pre-approval. So that has already gone to an underwriter. So when you go and make an offer on a house, that buyer can feel confident that you've already talked to the bank, you know what you're good with.
Wow. So it's much more streamlined process, and it's taking them that much closer to having what we call the loan commitment then.
Right, because all we have to do at that point is get a title work and an appraisal done, and the underwriting's already done on your income, so it's boom, boom, you're done.
Wow, and then you're on the home stretch. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Kris, do you guys have your own local underwriting and processing here? And in your professional opinion, how important is it to have somebody like that local, as opposed to you might have a different lender out there or bank or institution out there that handles things where the underwriting is done perhaps in a different time zone? And how can that impact things such as funding and the ability to close on time?
Sure. So we do have local underwriting. Our underwriters and processors are out of Green Bay. Mm-hmm. So if need be, I can go up there and talk to an underwriter to make sure things get taken care of. But so I think that it is important to have that, mm-hmm. because I can go and work with somebody specifically if need be, where someone that's out of state, kind of like a lot of things, out of state, out of mind, right? They mm-hmm. don't necessarily care if you are at your closing or not. It's 5 o'clock, they're going home. Here, it's earlier in the day, you close at 4:30, you might not have that funding, or it's going to be a challenge to get that taken care of at the end of the day. So I would say it's very important to have local underwriting and processing and closing departments.
I would agree with that. And Kris, obviously you know that you've been specializing in working with mortgage loans for quite some time now as a mortgage professional. And why would someone want to work with Nicolet National Bank? And specifically, Kris, why you?
Well, Nicolet National Bank is, we've been around since 2000, and we've done nothing but grow and succeed. So it is a fantastic bank to work for and with. I would say that Nicolet is a great place to start with the programs that we have in banking and in lending. And with me specifically, I like to do a lot of communication. So communicating with my buyers, communicating with the realtors. I like to send out emails, phone calls. So I know that one of the #1 concerns when I talk to realtors across the area is communication.
Absolutely.
Communication is huge. So sending out emails and phone calls to make sure everybody's on the same page and up to speed is something that I really try to take advantage of.
We appreciate it, Chris. I mean, that means a lot to us. As you mentioned, communication is so critical, and nothing's worse for any of us, the consumers first and foremost, than things falling through the cracks because of a disconnect. So Chris, really appreciate you being here today. Chris's contact information is going to be located below, and you can reach him via phone number or email. Once again, Kris Peterson with Nicolet National Bank. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And we're going to be coming back at you with 2 more episodes interviewing with Chris here and the Q&A as we continue our Tour of Lenders series. Thank you so much.